This morning, breaking news, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez from New York, aka AOC, just pulled the absolute ripcord on Donald Trump, the RNC, the GOP, and his merry band of racist nitwits in a way that might prove to be actually fatal to Trump's campaign for a key demographic in key states. Let's take a second before I show you that story in a couple of seconds. Let's be reminded of both what she said at the convention and what Trump said last night. Take a listen.
Because we know that Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends. And I, for one, am tired of hearing about how a two-bit union buster thinks of himself as more of a patriot than the woman who fights every single day to lift working people out from under the boots of greed, trampling on our way of life. The truth is, Don, you cannot love this country if you only fight for the wealthy and big business.
Her comments in this breaking story just this morning are absolutely stone cold spot on. You're going to see in a couple of seconds.
And I will bring back the American dream. We need the American dream. I will stop the invasion of criminals coming into our country.
A lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
Now the fate of our nation is in your hands. This election is a choice. But we're just not running against Kamala. She means nothing. She's purely a vessel. Next Tuesday, you have to stand up and you have to tell Kamala Harris, you've destroyed our country.
Setting aside the supposed comedic, disgusting joke, and setting aside how AOC, we all know, feels about Mr. Trump, Donald Trump, she destroyed our country. Kamala Harris destroyed our country. Vice President, Kamala Harris destroyed our country. Hey, Donnie, have you checked the stock market recently? Have you checked the GDP growth recently? Have you looked at unemployment numbers recently? This is absolutely unreal in terms of what happened last night. And this morning, in this breaking story, AOC absolutely ran it down. Here it is. Take a listen.
Right now, the campaign is scrambling, and they're trying to blame this rhetoric on a so-called comedian. This is not a comedian. This is the Trump campaign. They invited this rhetoric on their stage for a reason. It was a chorus of speakers on that campaign for a reason. It was vetted, and they knew exactly who was going to say what before they went on. And so the only backtracking that they're doing right now is just because tens of thousands of Puerto Ricans happen to live in Philadelphia, Florida, Michigan, Wisconsin, and also the several swing seats in the House of Representatives that run through the state of New York. And they're just realizing that they might have made a big error by saying out loud what they're thinking.
Let me be clear. As a white male of a certain age in this country, two things. One, I actually used to be a former stand-up comic. And number two, more importantly, my mother lived in Puerto Rico for 7 years. And this isn't just about last night. We know that. It's not just about the constant racist rhetoric that comes out of this man's mouth and virtually every single person associated with him. It's a mentality. It's an ideology. It's a philosophy of what you can expect to be even worse if after all he's been through legally, he is granted the opportunity to become president again. Oh, no. No. We are not going to have that. Folks, share. Tell all your friends. Send this around. Vote Harris Walls. This is not, at this point, a Democratic choice. It's an American one. And yes, as always, and Obama says, don't boo, vote.